Welcome to Christmas Chapel 2020. Very different, but you understand. My name is Lynton and I'm going to be talking about Christmas in a fun way. Please come with me on this journey. One of the things that I enjoy doing as an artist is looking around in the world of nature, the things that inspire me, that are unique and catch my interest. And one of the things that I sometimes stumble across as I'm looking up in a tree or on the ground is a nest. And of course, usually around springtime there are eggs in those nests. Without touching those eggs, I look at them and I think to myself, I wonder what kind of bird is going to emerge from this egg, and I wonder what it's going to grow up to be. Again, just in a fun way. Just imagine if you came across a nest and you found an egg, and again, without disturbing it, we're able to watch this egg hatch and for the little chick or chicks to emerge. Let's see if you know some of your wildlife in Australia. Let's start with the easy ones. Now this little chick would be found way up in a high tree or on a cliff face, a big nest made out of sticks. The eggs, of course, when the chicks are born, there's about 2 of them, and you have little white fluff balls. But it's the curve of the beak that should give you an idea of what this little bird or this little chick is going to grow up to be. It is going to, believe it or not, going to grow in size, and it is going to become the most majestic bird in Australia, and it's going to soar and fly higher than any other creature. Let's just put this one on hold and go to another easy one. Now you would need to find these eggs on the ground. There's not even a nest, just a shallow hollow in the ground. The mother lays the eggs, usually a clutch of about 8 or 10, and because they're so large, they're about this size, she needs to take a holiday, and the dad then looks after the eggs, sits on them for about 8 weeks until the little chicks emerge. And then that parent looks after those little chicks for the next 8 months, just protecting them, helping them, feeding them, caring for them. And they are really cute. They've got these brown, black and white stripes all over them. But again, these little chicks are going to grow in size to about 1.7 meters tall. And they're going to have powerful legs, and they're going to run faster than any other bird in Australia. Let's see if we have guessed what these little chicks are going to grow up to become. Of course, the first one is going to grow to become the wedge-tailed eagle. It loses all that white fluff and it grows these beautiful orange and golden brown feathers that eventually they get darker, almost black. And as it leaves the nest, it's going to catch those thermals and wind currents, and it's going to soar to incredible heights. Who would have thought from that tiny little fluffy chick that it was going to become the wedge-tailed eagle? And the other one, that little stripy chick, as it grows to become the emu, loses the stripes and gets these very distinctive emu feathers. Even though it has little wings tucked under that great mop of feathers, it doesn't use them, but it uses those legs to cover long distances over the ground excuse me, to find its food. But if it needs to run, it can get up to, well, cruise about 50 kilometers an hour, and in top gear it can get up to about 80 kilometers an hour. Who would have thought that little stripy chick would become the emu? Let's go back now. These are the 2 more difficult ones. This one here you would find out in the grasslands, or perhaps the marshes near around swamps or water holes. The little chicks are grey, fluffy little creatures, and you would be thinking that perhaps maybe it's going to grow to maybe a duck or a goose or maybe a swan. Who knows? Again, as these little chicks grow, they are going to become Australia's most beautiful dancing bird. Let's go to the second one. This is my favourite. You would need to be in the probably almost the rainforest or semi-rainforest bushlands of Australia. The birds are very shy and quiet, so it's very hard to find the nest. But if you do, when the eggs hatch, you get these little chicks with a lot of grey fluff and this amazing mop of, well, it's a great hairdo for this little bird. But as this chick grows, it's going to change its appearance dramatically. It's going to grow an amazing shaped tail that's going to give it its unique name, and it's going to become Australia's most melodious and beautiful singing bird. Let's find out what they become. The first little grey chick that looks like a little duckling is going to grow to about 1.4 metres high, and it is the brolga. And these birds, when they are dancing, they bow and they bend and they stretch and they spread their wings and they rise about a metre or so off the ground and float gently down. They look like ballerinas. Who would have thought from that little grey chick that it would become this beautiful dancing brolga? And the other bird, of course, the shape of the tail gives it its name, the superb lyrebird, that ancient musical instrument. And the male in mating season builds its nest and it dances and sings to attract its mate. And it mimics all the bird sounds around it. Perfect pitch, beautiful sounds. Australia's most beautiful singing bird. Who would have thought? And as I'm thinking about these small birds, my mind now goes to that first Christmas, nearly 2,000 or past 2,000 years back. And as those parents, young parents, and as the visitors came to where that small child lay, I guess they were wondering, I wonder what he's going to grow to become in this crazy and dangerous world that they found themselves in. And I think they would have wondered and marveled when there were hints given to them that this child was God's unique gift to us, to the world. And as this child grew, I mean, when you think about it, this child who was born to nobodies, he was not born amongst the rich and the powerful and the elite and the privileged, but he was born in a nest, a stable where animals were kept, and a feed box where straw was kept in for those animals to eat out of. To parents to look after him who were just ordinary, young, humble people of no significance, but they had open hearts to God. And as this child grew, and as those who got to know him personally, they wondered because they could see in this child the fullness of God's love and energy and passion and presence. So much so that one of the titles that he was given was Emmanuel. God is truly with us, in the flesh, in person. And he grew. Who would have thought that this little child would grow to become the one who would show us the way and the truth and the life? The way, a whole new way of understanding God as being with us and loving us unconditionally, no strings attached. And to show us a whole new way of relating to each other, irrespective of who the other person is. To live with compassion and humility. He would show us the truth. He would show us what was real, what is of eternal worth and value, what is worth putting your life and your energies and your gifting into, that is going to really last and make a difference. And he came to show us a life that is full and free from shame and guilt and fear and from selfishness. And if you're thinking, as I did for many years, well, I'm not good enough for God, I've really messed up, I don't know if I can ever receive this gift from God, it's only for good people, isn't it? I think the name that was given to this child gives us the hint. It is Jesus, which in the original language is Joshua, Yesu in Greek, but it means God reaching out and rescuing us, repairing what is damaged, restoring what is broken, healing, forgiving, and letting us know that we are truly loved no matter who we are. This Christmas, I do hope that you get to know the unique gift of God. And as you become all that God wants to do in and through you, I'm really hoping that people will be looking at you and saying, who would have thought? Have a great Christmas. Thank you.